Right, let's just get rid of the names because it wasn't working earlier. Right, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Uh, oh, it is working now. Okay, I'm joined by Tom. Hopefully you can hear him this time around. I've went through all the settings, so it should be good. We are here for round. Sorry? Yeah, make sure actually. That'd be a good idea. There you go. Say something? Maybe not. What is wrong with my Discord now? There you go. Okay, I think that should be good. Now you should be coming through stream. Say something?
No.
Yeah, now you are. Okay. Alright. We are here for round one of Brazil. First race, first season of the two divisions. We almost have a full grid tonight. It's going to be 19 if everyone does join on time. Just to remind you of the lineup, we are. Oh, it's because I. There we go. So we got. This is your lineup for this season. It will change throughout the season if people come inactive or they drop down to a reserve seat. But yeah, it's going to be a very intense season. I think it's going to be maybe close. I've seen some of the times people are saying, and if they can sell it in today's session, then it's going to be a clear pole. Don't know if it's going to be pole to victory, but we shall see. As for the calendar, out of 12 rounds, we're here at Brazil, and then next week's Mexico, which is going to be even more tougher than what today is, because Mexico can be one of those tracks. Same as Singapore, actually. Got two back-to-back tracks that could be very difficult on some of these drivers, and we could see potentially a first-time winner or repeat winner of this season. Who knows? But fingers crossed we see a new winner. If there's a new winner every single race, that would be the dream. But obviously, that's pretty difficult to do. I think the drivers are getting ready for qualifying. So let's just that they have done that. And then, yeah, they have. Okay. Well, my desk arrived at the perfect time, Tom. I brought a desk yesterday. And then my Uber driver, right, left it. Not my Uber driver, my Amazon delivery driver left it outside my gate.
That's not the
But
smartest
luckily,
thing.
my neighbours were there to pick it up.
That's not ideal, but yeah, we should definitely have 20 drivers, by the way. We've got 19 and
We should have 9. Oh, yeah, 20. How does Tom sound on stream, guys, in chat? Just make sure I got this as well. I'm already getting pings and the stream's already just started. There we go. There. It's going to be Brian Bremo to go and set the first lap. He's eager to be the first one out there to try and set a good bank lap. Has got some clean air ahead of him. It doesn't matter, collisions is off, but the dirty air would affect him, especially if he catches up to the back of it in Sector 2.
I was going to say as well, it'll be interesting to see how Brazil plays out as a season opener. It's usually towards the back end of the calendar, it's one of those sorts of tracks, but interesting choice. Who do you think contenders for the season will be?
Oh, it's definitely going to be between either Griffin or Luke, Brian Bremo. I think it might come towards one of them. Griffin's he's a double race winner from last season. The last two he won back to back. One off a penalty, but then the other run strictly off. Actually, I think they were both off penalties, so keeping it consistent is going to help him a lot. This is one of those tracks where it's pretty easy to go and get a 3-second penalty. Is Brian set a 51.7? He's already on for his sevens, so. Crosses line, it's in 7.7, just like last time. His bank lap could potentially be pole. Somebody cares close behind with a 7.9. one of the Ferrari drivers. Is that tie clear? Yes, it is. Is aiming for one of the 8s here. It's going to be, no, it's into the 9. So must have had a moment somewhere in that lap. Followed by Nicholas, who even had a bigger moment. And then the Haas driver, Jovitz Jorn, gets P3 of his time. Lewis in the Red Bull, who'll be sharing the seat with Griffin. So they could be contenders for the team championship. Crosses the line, goes P3. So far, the two Aston drivers, early ones into the 7s. What can Morgan Hughes do as he crosses the line? It's going to be P2 just ahead of Snowbody Cares. So Bramwin Bremer setting a really good lap here. It goes still P1. What can Ropsy do is he's actually invalidated. So that will be his lap over. And the rest is on either on the in lap or on the out lap. So stay on board with RS Salguero. So a pretty impressive day return for Bramwin Bremer here. Last season, pre-season race, he didn't show up. Comes back this week, grabs provisional pole, and it's the only one into the mid 7s, pretty much.
Yeah, it is quite interesting, to be fair. Reigning champion as well.
Doctor still thinks pole will be a 7 or a 0.6. I don't think it will. I think it will be like a 0.4. I have a really strong feeling, as long as he can get the lap in, I think it will be. So RS Salguero starts his lap. The turn 1 is a pretty important turn for this, because if you mess it up, that's going to ruin your entire lap, because it's going to be a hard braking zone into, as he goes into an 18.5. That is quite a few seconds off the pace for Sector 1, so as I imagine he goes and recharges.
The F1 game is so annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
I
right.
can't click on anything else because it will just pause the game. I can't commentate at the same time.
I think Ropsy Cola's just left. I think might have to invite him back. Or someone left, I think. Oh no, it was Mira. As Andreas X leaves the pit. I think there's who is that? One of the Ferraris of Istanbul. I'm just going to put him Istan. He is currently on a lap, so we'll go on board with him. It said purple sector 1, but I think that is not relative to the time. We'll see in sector 2 what he can do. Can he break into the top 3? So far only 3 drivers into the 7s. Can he make it a 4th?
Oh, Brian spun nearly. Sector 2.
If he should have time to go out again. Istanbul is on. Istana is on for probably into the top 10, I think, with the time he's about to set. It's going to be like an 8.5, possibly a 9. Yeah, it's 8.7. It's a good bank lap from him. Somehow he set a 17 flat in sector 1, so he was 2 temps up before he spun. That's unfortunate for him. His teammate of Nobody Cares is looking to put Morgan back down to P3, split by only a few hundredths of a second. Improving, but not a lot. If he keeps this improvement, he will jump up a position, but... Well, as he does improve, actually, to a 7.3. I thought he spun and we missed it, but that is a brilliant lap from him. And with 10 minutes more to go, I think he has potential to improve.
That's weird. It was showing Brian as a Mercedes for me, and then I clicked onto it, and then I was looking at Mercedes who spun, but no, I must have picked that.
Brian here could just go out again just for the fun of it. He doesn't have to set another lap. I doubt that any other drivers will be sitting that close of a time. As nobody cares is about to cross the line. Hopefully it should be an improvement to P2. And it is so. Jumps up by almost a tenth of 7.8. The V-Carb driver is now on a lap. No, it's not. Who is the Mercedes? It's Pipe Tech. He's improving by 4 attempts. That should jump him up to at least P11. Gets ahead of Andreas. Griffin has invalidated and goes into the pits. The Haas driver of Joris Yorn, I think, is starting his lap, so we'll see what he's like. Where's Luke proved that lap from? He's been doing it all day. Initially, I was at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and when I was on my break, he was messaging me his Brazil times. It started at a 7.7, now it's 7.3. That's better than my PB.
Crazy.
No, obviously, he's practiced for this track a lot, so you can't say that he will be a Division 2 driver, because one track compared to the 12 that we're going to do is going to show where he's actually at. But he has been practicing for this track for quite some time, even last season when we did it. Joris Jorn is going to be improving by 2 attempts. That should jump him up to P8. Hopefully he finds some more time in this back straight if he has enough battery. Gets a slipstream from the drivers as well. Is he going to jump up quite a few positions? We shall see. Yes, he does. Goes to P7 with 8.4.
Who went? Oh no, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say something, but the guy who I was going to talk about is not on the lap.
Lewis crosses the line. Only improves by 5 milliseconds. One of the kick Saubers of Dougie, I think. He's about to cross the line. Goes P16. He must have done a double out lap, I imagine. Had a bit of a wiggle and exit there. Oh, I was speaking in game. Who is on a lap? Is it this Yeet Mix guy? No. Or maybe it is. Crosses the line. He was down on his time, so he must be doing another lap. Let's stay on board with him. So Alberta Tetris, I believe, is about to set a lap. The Haas driver's invalidated. Albertus goes P11, just ahead of his teammate, and only just behind Istan, who is currently P10. As actually, we didn't see this, but Nicholas has gone P2 ahead of Snowbody, so Snowbody again is going to have to improve by quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, just a tiny amount if he wants to grab that Aston Martin 1-2. So he's got a lot of pressure on him to go and prove to people that Aston is in for the win of the championship.
Dougie, oh, it's not a great lap to be fair. Those
Who's
tyres might
sorry?
be shot after even just one lap.
Who?
Dougie.
Dougie, oh. I mean, he is improving by 3 seconds, so... But he's recharging. Why is he recharging? I don't know what happened. Oh, because he just did his lap. A 10.9. He's a bit too far off for my liking. He's going to have to go again. With 5 minutes left, he can definitely do it. Ropsy Cola, I've only just realised, hasn't set a time yet.
He's going to have to improve that lap.
Yeah, goes
At least
P5.
they get everyone a set lap. It's a good lap.
So no matter how 6 drivers into the 7s, can any more of these guys try and break that? I think the Ferrari driver's just started his lap and he's already invalidated it into turn 1, so if he slows down enough he should be able to go again. to go on board with Griffin. He's about to start his lap, or is it Shrek? Shrek is only improving by 1 millisecond in sector 1. Needs to find at least a tenth if he wants to get P15. Don't think he's
I don't
done
think
enough here
Dougie.
actually. He's still improving. Sorry,
Also, I don't think Dougie even went back into the pits.
did he not? That might be the wrong
No. Oh,
call,
but
but
he's in the grass now anyway. So
oh. Doesn't improve. That'll be his lap over. So nobody cares. Is about to start his lap. They go on board with him. Can he grab P2 back? I think he just set a lap and missed out actually. So he improves and then he stays where he is because someone ahead of him improved by just a tiny amount again. So somebody cares kind of struggling here. Well, struggling to get the 1-2 at least. As it's one of the McLarens about to start his lap. Andreas going out a bit early. It can be the right call if you make a mistake in your first time round. You have enough time to go and recharge and go again. We're on board with the McLaren driver, currently P14 and P17. It's going to be a close fight between Griffin and Brian, I think, throughout this race. The one stop is the way to go if people can do good on their tyres. Lost a bit of time in sector 2 there at the start.
Andres has got the chrome livery. His teammate does not have it, so I don't know if they're going to be too friendly with each other. I like that. Different cars can have different liveries, like for each, if they have it unlocked, you know.
Personal best for Andreas in sector 2. Can he improve from his time? Crosses the line. It's a massive improvement up to P14, and the gap from P8 down to P12 is pretty much all within a tenth and a half. As chalk invalidates, I don't know if he'll have time to go again, which I'll see. I think Shrek is on a lap. No, he's not. He's doing a double out lap, so he was slower in sector 2. Ty Clear is on a lap, but there is a V-carb ahead of him that's gone off. Hopefully it doesn't distract him too much. It doesn't. A tiny improvement for Ty Clear and he will be jumping quite a few positions. So hopefully he can do that. Locks up coming into this section of corners. Very difficult part of the track where it's mainly the biggest time difference.
Yeah, it's all about the throttle inputs here and how light you can brake, but quick you can take those like slower corners. Always that feel in one.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's unfortunate. Is Luke improving? I mean, Brian improving? No, he doesn't. He falls back by 67 milliseconds and doesn't improve from his time. What about Nicholas? Crosses the line. Can he get ahead of Nobody Cares? No, he can't. Who is also next across the line? It is... I think he's just starting his lap, so it's not him. I think it might be Dougie. Unless he's still on a used set of tyres. He's improving by 3 temps, but we have some drivers ahead of him. Ropsy Cola, who is not improving. He stays where he is in P5. There's Morgan, who isn't improving in Sector 2, but maybe has some time to find in Sector 3, but he's recharging, so I doubt he will. He'll cross the line and stay exactly where he is. Lewis improving by 2 temps. If he does this, this will jump him up possibly to P4. Still got a sector and a half to go.
Oh.
Lewis improving just under a tenth. That should still... Actually, I think he's going to miss out by just a slight margin.
And Brian and Snowbody giving each other a toe or something there.
I think they did,
They might
because
have
he went up to
put-
P2.
Yeah, he's
And
just
that is...
that was smart.
That was an Aston Martin 1-2, so teammates clearly working together here. And this helps Brian fend off Griffin, who is a... Well, he was his main rival for winning this race. I mean, obviously compared to his teammate, but if they do work as teammates, then I could see some maybe some number one driver dynamic here. The dynamic duo. You get it?
Yeah.
Right, and that is our grid set. I'm just going to take a picture of it like this so I can... Well, yeah, that is it. It's the Aston Martin 1-2, followed by technically a Red Bull 1-2, but it's the sister team of the Red Bull and then the Racing Bulls. Followed by Ropsicola, who done well to get P5, and then Lewis just behind him in the Red Bull. The gap to pole is 2.4 seconds, but it's going to happen when we have a driver setting a 7.3.
Yeah.
Somebody cares getting a really good last lap in there. Hopefully he can do something, probably defend a lot to help his teammate. Right. Just reminding them. Let's...
Yeah, new rules in place. Has to be sector one.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Will any of these drivers go further than Sector 1? I don't think it's even up to us to report. I think it's up to the drivers if any of these guys do. Well, right. As we shall be getting this grid set.
I'm sure you get your race director and stuff.
Yeah, I've already done that for quali. People, so this is, you know what? Waiting for this session to end is like playing iRacing. No one wants to do it until the very last second. Right, as I just changed some of the settings, and I'll leave you guys with Tom to entertain you for the next 2.5 minutes or whenever.
There's not much I can really talk about. Standings are 0.
Not out yet. What are your
Yeah.
predictions actually for this
I have
season?
no idea, to be honest.
Oh
I
crap!
genuinely just don't know.
oh crap! I forgot it's meant to be unrealistic, isn't it? Oh crap! I need. Okay. Well, I remember that for. Right, so in P1 we had Brian Bremo who was the first one to join, so he's already on pole. And then we got Nobody Cares in P2. Then we got Griffin. Oh, can you invite Griffin back? I think he left.
Yep. Who else do we need to is Dougie in the emotion I think.
Yeah, Ducky's in. P6 went to Lewis. Did this Lewis guy leave? I can't see him.
Yeah, I think he asked me to see Brian. Okay. Invite him as well.
Tris. Mirror. Right, I'll be just waiting for someone to join, I think, and then we should be good to go. Is that everyone in?
You should have 20.
Yeah, it is, okay. No, it should have 19.
But why should we have
Because
19
that
if we
Jack
had
guy
19
is...
from?
Because that
What?
Jack guy isn't coming.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go for it again, because... Right. Everyone should hopefully get ready quickly. Right, so let's change the scene back.
Ready to go. Been on the grid for another minute, I think. Also, I did the pre-season lights up, so I think it's your turn.
Yep. Are you sure? You're just so good at it. Oh, we're
Yeah,
getting
sure.
going now. So someone ready up 1 minute early. I doubt some of the drivers are going to be happy, but that's that's the way it is, I guess. You should have a setup already set. So right, we're about to go in 5 lights time. Who's going to get the jump? It's nobody, or is it going to be Brian? So far, it's looking like a pretty split. I think actually Brian still got ahead. So far, still the Aston Martin 1-2, followed by a few moves from behind. Ty Clear falling back. Yoit's Jorn going up. Same with the Ferrari and the Williams drivers. We've got some drivers at the back there just going a bit wide. Ropsicola looking to make some moves around Nicholas, but stays behind for now. You don't be too aggressive on lap 1, unlike that Nicholas right there who just drove into the back of Griffin. If he affected, it didn't seem to affect him too much, but there's some drivers behind starting to swerve left and right from losing control. Chalk up to P7. You've got some moves being made already. Lewis around the inside of Ropsicola there, or around the inside of Ropsicola, still managing to fight in sector 2. It's really good fighting between these two. They're managing to just stick with where they were for now. No positions changed for the top 5, or top 6, sorry. As the first lap is over, it's still going to be a Aston Martin 1-2 as RS Alguero overtakes Alberto Tetris coming into sector 3.
Good start from the Astons.
Yeah, as Lewis did a dive on Ropsicola, jumps up to P5, Ty Clear making moves on his teammate around the first turn and gets up to P10. So far needs to do some more catching up. Maybe these drivers shouldn't fight as much since they're almost out of the DRS, which if they do that then that'll be pretty devastating for their race.
That would be devastating for the race.
Chalk fighting with Ropsicola as well, tries to make a move around the inside, wheel to wheel coming out of the exit, Ropsicola managing to stay ahead. Yeah, so Brian Bremmer, he does OTLR on his spare times. Full-time professional football player, part-time racing driver for Division 2 of OTLR. So Ropsicola's fallen back outside of DRS, hopefully he can just about grab it. And he does so, I think he does so, or no he doesn't, so he's under threat from the 2 drivers behind him. The V-Carb gets ahead, the Alpine looks for a move but falls back just a little bit. Morgan gets back up to P7 as there's a yellow flag, I believe, for one of the McLarens. Or is it the Williams? I know there's a massive train starting to form as the Williams driver is in the middle of the track covering the 3 drivers behind him, and they are now 2 seconds back from the rest of the field. 3 grids have already started to form. The top 5, then 6 down to pretty much 15th, and then obviously those final 4 with a bit of a moment have fallen out of the DRS.
Yeah, you got the gap there from back 4 now.
Can Morgan make a move on Chalk with DRS? If he's got the lower downforce setup, he definitely can. Doesn't look like he's going to. He takes the inside line. Can he brake later and get the move to stick? Yes, he can. They're still side by side though, but the inside line goes to Chalk's favour and he stays ahead for now. But with DRS at the next, well, pretty much now, I imagine Morgan's going to get through into what I believe is turn 4. So these two are fighting really hard to try and keep position. So far, it's always working out in Chalk's favour with these inside lines. Still side by side, they have been for almost the entire lap. Chalk finally manages to get ahead, but maybe broke a bit too much, and it affects the Haas driver. He doesn't have any wing damage, fortunate for him, but he's definitely going to be losing some time to the drivers ahead. Now the gap is 3 seconds to P5. The Red Bull team fighting between each other, the V-Cubs and the Racing Bulls. Lewis manages to get ahead, and it's now an Aston Martin 1-2 and a Red Bull 1-2, followed by a Racing Bulls 5-6, sorry. So from P1 to P6 is pretty much where they want it to be. The teammates, the constructors, as the Alpine actually just about splits it. fighting between 7th and 6th. Jovic Jorn is stuck behind them. It's looking like he's got the pace to get through. Manages to get through one of them as there's a Mercedes of Alberto Tetris that makes a mistake. Falls back quite a bit, but no safety car and we keep on going.
Ferrari's up there for the points, guys. If they can move around, they can get into the 2x2 trying to move around.
Actually, speaking of the Ferrari, Ty Clear about to make even more moves around the inside of Chalk, gets up to P7. These guys are 3 wide coming into turn 2. Turn 3, there's still 2 wide from the 2 drivers behind, so Ty Clear able to get that double overtake on the Haas and the V-Carb, claiming P7 and is now chasing down the Alpine. However, he is without DRS. Hopefully his teammate can make some more moves. Chalk and this Jovic Jorn guy is fighting like crazy right now, so we'll stay on board with them. Compared to last week, the battles have been much more cleaner, much more respectable and better, I'd say.
Yeah, the battle has been quite clean there. So.
Brian and Snowbody maintaining a good gap between each other, shouldn't affect them too much. Griffin's right behind, so with this DRS train, I think the only way the Red Bulls can pretty much get ahead is if they plan the perfect undercut, but there's risks to come with that. If there's a safety car as well, that is also going to affect their plans for it, as Istanbul might be able to overtake Ropsy Cola, so that is a Ferrari 7-9 right now. So there's some more fighting towards the back. Jovic Jorn has actually dropped back quite a bit and it's now P12. Something must have happened between him and Ropsy Cola, where he's now dropped out of the points.
Yeah, out of the points is not ideal. They want to get back into the points.
As there's a Kick Sauber that's off. He manages to keep going. Does he have any damage? Dougie in the V-Carb. Not the V-Carb, the Kick Sauber, sorry, what am I saying? It's a green car. Eight laps in, some of the drivers probably entering their pit window pretty soon.
That's going to be key here because I don't know if it's a 1 or a 2 stop to be honest.
It should be the 1 stop. Tyre wear is not that bad around here. There's actually the only driver onto the hard tyres is Shrek Totalis, so Shrek Totalis, sorry. As Alberto Tetris has crashed, he's managing to keep it going. He is still very able to get back into this race, but let's see what he does. His tyre wear must be cooking right now. He has got some front end plate damage. It shouldn't affect him too much. Yeah, so Nobody Cares and Brian not fighting at all. Just playing, helping each other with the DRS.
That would be a winner for us.
27 laps left. I imagine the driver's probably pitting in the next 3 to 4 laps. Stewart's yawn is now falling back down to P15. And there's now a big gap starting to form between the front runners and the mid pack.
I've got a cat on me, I can't even speak. My game has gone proper. There we go, it's fixed now. Oh, Dougie first. Well, not first, but he has time for that.
There you go.
3 seconds.
I mean, Tom's on 200% for me, so if he's quiet, I don't know what's up with that. As Nicholas gets past Lewis, as there's another Mercedes off. Is that Albertus again? No, it's not. It's his teammate of Pipe Tech, so Mercedes is not having a good day here. P15 and dead last. As I think, is that Lewis in the pits? So Lewis going for the undercut on lap 11. It might be a bit too early, but we shall see. If he can play the team game and help his teammate get ahead of Brian and Snowbody by holding them up. As actually, I'm interested. Will Brian on the 2 Aston Martins respond to what is this undercut threat that they could face here? Not a great day to be a Yeet Neeks fan. Well, you never know. Anything could happen. 25 laps left. To be fair, 11 laps and only 2 people with penalties is a pretty good consistency for some of these drivers. So we could potentially see a win where it's just who crosses the line first. The downside for Lewis is that he doesn't have any DRS and his tyres aren't going to be into their proper temperature for like at least the next few laps. So somebody cares and Brian could still potentially be good with the undercut here, or saving themselves from getting the undercut. As Griffin is now attacking Nobody Cares with all his might, tries to look for the outside but isn't the right time. It's now right up his rear diffuser. Can he try and make a move coming into this turn? Stays behind for now. So Griffin now pitting. So Nobody Cares and Brian will definitely have to respond here, because they are now at threat of being undercut. Now with Lewis within the DRS as well, he can use that to his advantage to gain even more time and get closer to the 2 Aston Martins. So they're definitely going to have to try and find a way to respond to this. Which driver should pit first? You would think Brian, since he is in P1, but you know, it's not like real life, as we have another yellow flag in Sector 2 for Alberta Tetris. As Lucas spun it, oh my god, no, he didn't. That was so close. He needs to pit this lap. The way he just drifted around that corner, his tyre wears must be at an unhealthy stage here. So if he does pit, that will put Nobody Cares into the lead of this race. I doubt they will double stack, but I think they are. I think they've been undercut as he flies into the. No, he doesn't fly into the pit. So does any of them do? Yes, Nobody Cares goes in first. He will definitely be undercut by at least one of the Red Bull drivers, depending on the outlap for Lewis or Griffin. Sorry. See where he comes out, but by the looks of it, he's going to be undercut by both of the drivers here. Yeah, he is. That's unfortunate for him. He's still got turn 1, so there is still potentially a chance as long as he keeps it clean out of these few corners, because I've seen quite a few drivers here get penalties for either cutting the track or just going straight into the wall, and he does get undercut by the 2 drivers, which is going to be a sign for what's to come for Brian, which is not going to be a good sign. So all of a sudden the 1-2 could be switched over and go straight to the Red Bull drivers. He comes into the pits and he is definitely going to be getting undercut. Tyre Clear also comes into the pits, same with Chalk. The Ferrari stays out. Yeah, and that is now Lewis in the provisional lead of this race. Brian is only just leaving the pits, and by the looks of things, he's going to get undercut by not only the 2 Red Bull drivers as well, but also his teammate. So maybe he just responded a bit too late to those 2 drivers, but he would have the fresher tyres. So there is a chance he could potentially catch up and go again, as Istan on the hard tyres, the only driver to start on those, should at least be able to go 4 to 5 laps more. So now Lewis is in the lead of the race. I think Istan pitted way too early for the hard tyres, so he will most likely have to go for the 2-stop, because I don't think those hards will go those 20 laps. Those softs will go, the medium, sorry, will go those 20 laps, so his strategy is kind of cooked. Someone that's definitely been affected is Brian, as he is now almost 2.8 seconds behind his teammate, has got traffic and does have DRS, so hopefully at the pace of the driver ahead of him, he should be able to catch up ahead. But by the looks of things, his driver ahead doesn't have that much pace compared to him, so he will easily get past in sector 2 and is now just chasing down 2 drivers ahead. Nobody Cares grabs P2 back from Griffin with a move on the inside. Lewis now with a 2.7 lead from P2.
Oh my god, my mic muted itself. What the hell? I was talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, okay, good. No, okay. Just as I say, it's calmed down a little bit now the race, so people are just sort of working their tyres to the best of their advantage and just trying to get to their first or second stops. Griffin really close to the back of Nobody Cares though, so I feel like he might go for a move at some point. Ashley, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, it's just messaging my mother. Right.
You might have muted as well, like I did.
Sorry.
Thought you might have muted like I did.
Oh
A minute ago.
no, no. Let's go on board with Nicholas, who is now chasing down Griffin. Brian is slowly catching up. So Nobody Cares caught up by quite a bit as there's Ty Clear, I believe, is off the track with a yellow flag in sector 2.
Oh god.
Still on a safety car, so lucky for some of these drivers. Brian still needs to do some catching up. 2.3 is now the gap.
Cat off. Off. Cat is on with me.
I imagine within the next few laps, Luke shall be up the back of the V-carb driver. Those guys did pit a bit early, I think. Yeah, 10 laps is already how old Lewis's tyres are. Hopefully they should go to the end.
Yeah, I think anything from now will go to them.
If nobody can get to P1 and then hold everyone up, this will be good for Luke. Brian. Oh my god, please. Why have I got to call him Brian? And with DRS, he should be able to make it stick because I can imagine Lewis's tyres are probably fading away pretty quickly right about now. Oh, we got some wheel banging between the two drivers side by side. If they don't wheel lock around here, I'll be very surprised. Lose just about enough space, and Nobody Cares is now in the lead of this race with his teammate in P5. What will Nobody Cares do to try and help his teammate get back up to the position he was?
Yeah. I have no idea what to do. All attack for the Astons now.
Nobody cares, still fighting pretty hard with Lewis. Brian now catching up to the back of Nicholas, and now everyone within DRS of each other.
Lewis lost 2 positions now. Nicholas ahead.
With his tyre wear, I imagine he'll be pitting pretty soon. He doesn't want to leave it too late. Brian should be able to get ahead of Lewis with these tyres. As we have the first retirement, Jovitz goes into the pits. That's unfortunate. He had a good start to the race. So Nobody Cares is potentially now on for the win. If he can break that DRS or make it more comfortable for him. The Haas driver into the pits but gets a 10-second penalty. Oh, Ryan gets a 3-second penalty.
Oh.
That will be pretty much win. That will pretty much cost him his win. So he is, if it stays how it is, P5 is probably the best he can do, unless any of these drivers ahead of him get penalties. I imagine Lewis will be pitting again, so we'll see. He might be able to get at least P4, but the charge for the win is now off the table. Yeah, as I believe Lewis goes into the pits with 10 laps left. That is pretty much going to cost him any chance of a win or a podium.
Nicholas is in a good spot though as well. Griffin's so generic closest to Nicholas as well, so could be dangerous from there.
Right, as there is now only a handful of drivers within DRS of each other, which is Mirror and then the front four. Nine laps left. Hence nobody cares to pick up his second ever win in OTLR. As Griffin goes into the pits actually, so all of a sudden Brian could be on for a podium. Because I don't think these guys would catch up in time. Especially with the traffic they're going to have to get past. And with this DRS, with it pretty much being a DRS train the entire race, it's going to be pretty difficult. So comes out right behind his teammate. Well, not right behind, it might be right behind the McLaren driver if he's not quick enough.
Pass this lap from Shrek. Towards the back there, we've got yellow flags. There's been an incident there. The
That
Mercedes
is
on.
Alberto Tetris, I believe. Yeah, he's in the grass.
Shame the Ferraris haven't been able to make the work third as much as they would have wanted.
Still double points for them, that's pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
think they'll be able to get any more points with how far in the race and probably their tyre wear. And also this Istanbulan guy is going to have to pit again, I believe. I don't think his tyres will go to the end. He is on the medium tyres, I think. He's on the hard, so he's done hard. So I imagine he'll be pitting soon.
You're true.
But still, even then, that should at least be top 10 because of how many penalties there are towards the back of the grid. But six laps left to go. It's looking like it's going to be in favour of Nobody Cares. So if these guys wanted to absolutely bully the V-carb, if I was Nobody Cares, right, and I was with my teammate in chat, I would be like, let's let Nicholas take the lead, right? And then we'll both get DRS, and then we'll both go left and right and just dive him into turn 1. And he's going to have to back down because he has nowhere else to go. That would be the most absolutely scummiest play. But at least it secures you the 1-2. Still, there are plenty of chances for the front two to get penalties, so we could see potentially even more positions being swapped towards the front. Swapsicoli gets the quickest lap of the race.
nobody cares. Into the lead.
As Brian actually also gets past the V-Carb as well, so P3, what will happen here with not that many laps left? Who will take the victory? I doubt there's going to be any team calls now. It's going to be fighting straight to the line. Obviously, the one with nothing to lose right now is Brian Bremo. So nobody cares, needs to be careful, because if he gets a penalty and then Brian overtakes, he will be losing out on the win.
These at the front though have been giving us a good fight. Good.
Going side by side into turn 3, some wall banging. Luke goes off track just a bit, falls down to P3. Don't want to fight it too much, you don't want to risk your chance at a definite podium. 3 laps left to go. By the way the things are looking, it is looking like Nobody Cares is going to be the Drivers' Championship leader for now. However, with Luke with one less lap of tyres on him. Brian's going to have to take a final charge at Nicholas here, as he has a bit of a wiggle exiting the final corner, and he is now potentially lost out to Brian Bremo, defending the line well. Swerving maybe a bit too much. And now he is out of the DRS of Nobody Cares, so hopefully he can make a move soon. Not that many laps left. He's going to have to do it very quickly. So Lewis gets a 3-second penalty. That will drop him under to P6, so that is not good for him. Ferraris is still on for double points by the looks of things. We're up to go with a 10-second penalty. The Aston Martins are going to have to do something together if they want to secure the 1-2. Actually, I think it's too late for that. I don't think they'll be able to. Actually, never mind. Yes, it is. Speaking of the devil, he gets a 3-second penalty. So all of a sudden, these two better work together if they want to secure the 1-2. Because right now, it's on. So Nobody Cares has got the guaranteed win. But for P2, who will that go to? It's either the V-Carb or it's Brian. We shall see. One and a half laps left. 3/10 is the gap. How much would that be coming onto the back straight? All Nobody Cares needs to do is just keep it clean, keep it within track.
Yeah, 1 lap to go.
And he's got that win. Oh. Will anything be done to help Brian get P2? Final lap starts now. 5 tenths was the gap. I don't think he has enough to overtake just yet. So Brian with the lower downforce setup, it's going to help him into the corners but lose out on the straights. He is really going to have to push in sector 2 if he wants to try and at least have a chance of overtaking well, on the final lap of the straight, as Nicholas is now charging, nobody cares down by a ton. I don't think Brian is gonna get the move done in time. All that he can hope for is is that he stays P3 with the amount of time that Griffin is gaining, 4.3 seconds, and it is going down fast. If he wants to stay P3, he
Oh,
is
he's on
going to
the
have to
outside.
manage to keep it. But these guys, nobody cares, doesn't realize that he's actually affecting his teammate now, because 8 tenths, 7 tenths is the gap between P3 and P4. For all of a sudden, Brian could lose out to his bit. Oh, he has! He's lost out to the podium! He has lost out to the
What
podium.
happened there?
He goes P4. He's had a bit of a wiggle coming out of the final turn and
Oh,
finishes
no.
P4. That is going to be devastating for him. And Griffin takes that final podium position. So nobody cares with the first victory of the race. That is unfortunate for Brian there. The last lap, the last chance of trying to get that podium. He had a moment and absolutely ruined it. That's unfortunate for him. He's lucky he didn't lose any more positions. Ty Clear does finish P11, P10, sorry, gets ahead of Rupsicola to get a Ferrari 1-2. The Haas driver, the early Haas driver, to complete the race P12, and then finishing off the final rest of the no point scorers is Andreas, Pipe Tech, Shrek Tortalis, Salguero, Dougie, and Alberto Tetris, with one and only DNF, and it's Yoitsu on, which is unfortunate for him. But that was a great race from start to finish, very close between the front three. Those penalties just as what cost him. I think maybe Nobody Cares defending too much near the end is what cost Luke the podium. Brian the podium. Don't know who that is, but yeah, that is unfortunate. Nobody Cares takes his, I believe he's, technically his third ever win, but it's going to be his second win if you count it officially. So yeah, that is the grid. Let me just get a picture for... Oh no, not that one. Right. Should we see if we can get any interviews done?
Is there anyone in waiting?
No, but I'm going to ask.
Is there anyone waiting for interviews?
Don't know, I'm asking. Right. Eating for
Nobody
interview.
wants.
Waiting.
Does nobody want one?
No, they do.
Oh.
Right, just those two.
I was sweat. I had
Yeah.
80% tire wear at the end. I was fucking sweating.
Hello,
Oh,
guys.
Hey up.
Welcome, P1 and P3. That was a great race from all of you. How did you find it?
Oh, it
yeah.
was so sweaty. I thought from seeing the pace in qualifying that I would have been gapped. My teammate really, luckily for me, kept me in DRS for both of our advantages. So really good team play from here, and I can't credit him enough for that.
Yeah.
Without him, I wouldn't have won the race. So massive credit to Brian.
I mean, we had some pretty good
But
team play from both of the both Astons and both Red Bulls. I think Red Bull is just about losing out on the two stop. Obviously, with that 3 second penalty, he was just about able to get that P3. So that was pretty
Mm.
good from you. Uh, both of you had pretty good pace. You was fighting all the way up until you had to do that two stop, and then you started to gain time tremendously. And obviously, Brian just had that little moment at the end of the race, and you was able to get P3. But was up to that point, Griffin, how did you find that? Because obviously, at the end of last season, I think you won back to back. So now that you're a full-time driver and you've got a full season ahead of you, how are you feeling for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think I was quite fortunate with the last two races of last season because they were like they were like my better tracks.
Yeah,
Um, but Brazil, I hate. I can never get the right setup. I think today I found the right setup to practice a little bit more. But yeah, to be fair, I messed up qualifying. I didn't go out for my last run on time. I couldn't improve. So luckily, I was still what was I, third or just behind the
uh,
Aston. So,
yeah.
but in other leagues that I've done, it's always all everyone always has always done a two stop. So I thought I'm just gonna do it again.
I mean, yeah, but it did kind of work out for you, I guess.
Yeah, but I had to push so hard.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure my tyres were a bit battered at the end, but yeah,
yeah,
I think to be fair, if I would have stayed on the hards, I think I probably would have ended up in the same spot. Um, but yeah, it ended up being alright in the end. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season goes. There's a couple of races that are not my favourite. I'm not going to mention them, but but yeah, not bad race, not bad.
And
yeah.
speaking
Your
of
pace at the end was immense.
speaking
Like,
of from a long-time driver, Snobby, you finally took. I think it's your second official win. It's technically free, but you got a penalty in Qatar, so that doesn't really count. So 2 wins with any you think you're going to be winning any more? Looking at the rest of the calendar,
yeah, all these tracks on the calendar look really good for me, except from the last two. But it depends
if we
when
do
the
them.
F126 comes out. So
Yeah,
hopefully it comes out sooner so I can win more. But yeah,
yeah,
this makes it my first. If I don't get penalised, this makes it my first win,
yeah.
which is a long time coming.
Which I don't
But
think you'll win. You will by the looks of the race we saw, but that was good
yeah, I'm
racing
hoping
from
so.
both of
Because
you.
yeah,
It's going to be very close for the title fight, both drivers and constructors, I think. But it's a good race from all of you. That is it for this race. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Division 2, where I will be in the seat and probably going to be DNFing by lap 10. But I will see you then. You'll be joined by Lanky and Corey. Corey's first full official race back commentating, so go and wish him, go and say hello and go and see his face. And I'll